And actually what we've done recently is when you reduce leverage, meaning instead of 75%, you use 65% or 60% or 50%, our bank actually offers us 2 years interest only if it's a 60% LTV loan, meaning we're not maxing out the loan terms. We're using more equity. It's a less risky loan for them, so they're more comfortable with 2 years of interest only. So first, a little update on me. We are drinking from a fire hose all of a sudden. The date this is recorded, September 23rd. It's Thursday. This week we've underwritten 20 deals. We have sent LOIs out north of $40 million, a couple bigger portfolios. We've seen $500+ million deals go out across the country in the last 3 weeks. We've seen several big portfolios, 9 million, 15 million, 20 million. We have seen a lot of small one-off properties. And 2 months ago, there was not much action. We were fighting hard for off-market deals. We did get a couple done that we really like. We're about to go out for a lot of capital right now. We have 11 properties under contract, about to send out a Georgia deal with 3 properties under contract to our investors. We're going to try to raise $6 million of equity on that deal. We have 3 under contract in Ohio, 2 in Illinois, several LOIs in Indiana. We are drinking from a fire hose. But it's interesting that the self-storage market in general, we had a lot of owners procrastinate their listings, meaning they should have listed 6 months ago, but they want to close by the end of the year because they're afraid of capital gains taxes going up. Everybody's afraid of capital gains taxes going up. They are just now going out. I mean, it is 3 months to the end of the year. It is 90 days, 95 days, whatever it is, till January 1st. And we have all kinds of storage hitting the market this week. An 8-property portfolio today in Georgia, a 12-property portfolio in North Carolina, Virginia. A while back, we had a big portfolio in North Carolina and Georgia that we almost won a week ago. We have all kinds of storage hitting the market right now. And I think I'm going to make a little estimate. I mean, we're working our butts off. I'm working underwriting. We have 2 underwriters plus our CFO. We are underwriting a ton of deals all the time, but we're drinking from a fire hose. We can't physically underwrite every deal. And what I think is happening, or what I think might happen here, is that a lot of these deals, these good deals, are going to get overlooked because there was so much storage hit the market in the past 6 months that's been locked up and tied up that a lot of groups, a lot of operators, a lot of capital deployers like myself, a lot of them are going to be full. Their pipeline for the end of the year is full. So they don't need to buy any more deals. Their team, their energy, their effort is maxed out. They don't have the time to underwrite more deals. They don't have the time to close another giant deal. They don't have the time to try to take down even more deals. It has been crazy just this week. Tons of deals coming on from all over the place. And I think some groups might steal some properties. I mean, we are going to grind. We are going to hustle. We're going to work a lot over the next days, week, month, as these last listings come out that want before the end of the year closing, and we're going to get after it. But if you are looking at real estate, you are probably experiencing something similar. Your asset class, a lot of deals hitting the market. If you want to buy something at a good price, just keep grinding because a lot of groups are getting full. So today's topic, just a quick tip on leverage, on debt, on dealing with your banker, because in this competitive environment, interest-only periods are key. And an interest-only period means a time frame at the beginning of owning your property where you are not paying principal, you are simply paying interest only. A lot of times on new construction, you'll get 1 year interest only. If you have a big value add component, you might get 6 months or a year of interest only. But in general, banks don't like it, especially in my asset class, self-storage. Now, when you're placing debt with big properties, $10 million in debt, and you go CMBS debt, commercial mortgage-backed security debt, life debt, all these different types of products that the big dogs use, you can get better interest rates and you can get longer interest only. But those come with big defeasances and problems and servicing requirements and all these different things that become a pain in the butt. When you're dealing with a local banker, they're probably going to want to put your first deal on a 20-year amortization schedule and no interest only, meaning right off the bat you pay principal and interest, and this crushes your cash flow. You're borrowing this money. In the same year you're borrowing it, you have to start paying principal down on that loan. So what I've done, and I guess term, we got to talk about term, the amortization schedule. How long is the loan? How long do you have to start paying it back? If it's 25 years, that's a lot better than 20 years. 30 years is a lot better than 25 years. The monthly payment can be significantly less. So on our first deal, we had a 15-year amortization schedule. We had principal and interest right off the bat, and we had a 5.25% interest rate. That was in 2016. Getting a little bit more competitive, in 2019, we were able to secure 75% loan to value, meaning 75% of the purchase price as a loan. Still no principal and interest, but 4.25% as the loan, or still no interest only. Still had to pay interest and principal right off the bat, but a 4.25% rate. Late 2019, we did a couple really good deals where we got 80% LTV. We felt good about it. Still unable to negotiate principal and interest, or interest only. Now, we've been working with a bigger bank as we go, and better debt terms come as you get a bigger footprint, you're doing bigger deals, and you have more of a resume. Now we're able to get a 25-year amortization schedule, so we're stretching it. We're able to get 1 year interest only, and we're able to get a 3.75% interest rate with no prepayment penalties, meaning if we pay off the loans early, we don't have defeasance, which means you got to pay fees to close out a loan because banks are solving to profitability just like we as underwriters are. So it's all a negotiation with your banker. We went to our banker and said, hey, we really need 1 year interest only. He said, no, I'm sorry, our bank, if we're going to do 75% LTV, we can't do a year of interest only. And I said, okay, well, do you have any ideas, any kind of negotiation tactic, anything that you might want to see from us so that we can get interest only? And the banker had a good idea. He said, Nick, if you'd consider putting the first year principal payments, the total what you would pay back in the first year in principal, in a brokerage account with our bank, and you can invest it in stocks or whatever you want, and that will be held as collateral against the loan for the first year only, for 1 year until principal payments start up. So we already have some equities. So on $1 million loan, that might be $50,000 of principal paid back in the first year, maybe $30,000 of principal paid back in the first year. Move $30,000 over into a brokerage account, same stocks, you get to own Facebook, Google, Apple, whatever it is you want, and get 1 year of principal payments removed, meaning interest only for a year. That was a big negotiation tactic. So talk to your banker to see if you can make that negotiation tactic. Another thing that you want to do is increase your amortization schedule for as long as possible. From 20 to 25 years was a big jump for us that helped us a ton. And actually what we've done recently is when you reduce leverage, meaning instead of 75%, you use 65% or 60% or 50%, our bank actually offers us 2 years interest only if it's a 60% LTV loan. Meaning we're not maxing out the loan terms. We're using more equity. It's a less risky loan for them, so they're more comfortable with 2 years of interest only. That really helps our cash flow. But more equity, 40% equity is a big chunk of money to put in. If we use 50% LTV, meaning we put 50% equity and 50% debt on a purchase, meaning if we're buying $1 million facility, it's $500,000 in cash and $500,000 in loan from our bank. They'll do 3 years interest only because the loan is even less risky. So the lower the LTV, the less risky the loan, the better terms your bank can get. So those are all tactics and strategies that you can use to try to negotiate to get some principal and interest, a longer amortization schedule, a better rate, and we can't forget about prepayment penalties, because my plan with every facility that I buy it, come in, drive revenue, raise rents, rent more units, get the revenue up and cut costs, and then at that point it's worth a lot more. And that's when I do a refinance, either pull some cash out, a cash out refinance, or if I don't feel comfortable with that extra leverage, I'll just put a long-term debt product on it or get it ready to sell. And it can be either an on-balance sheet loan, meaning your local bank is still going to hold it, or they take it out to the debt market, commercial mortgage-backed securities, Lifeco, whatever it is. You talk to a debt broker at that point sometimes as well. And when you do that, sometimes you have defeasance and prepayment penalty on your loan. It's called a step down a lot of times, 5%, 4%, 3%, 2%, 1% every year that you have the loan. If you refinance it with another bank, they almost always charge that. So when you're getting your loan with your local bank on your first deal or on your 10th deal, you might say, okay, is there a prepayment penalty if I refinance through your bank? Most of the time they'll say no. You need to have that option. Is there a prepayment penalty if I sell my facility? You need to make sure that is gone as well. They just don't want you to take your loan and go to a different bank, and then they lose the loan and they don't get those fees and penalty to solve to their profitability. So those are all things that you need to think about when you're dealing with your banker. As far as rates that we're getting right now, 3.75, 4%. If we're doing a floating rate loan, meaning it's not fixed for the first year, that's another part of this that you need to think about and talk about, is how long is the rate fixed for? We are actually okay with a floating rate loan for the first 3 years because we're going to add value and refinance at 18 to 24 months. So we don't care if it's, goes up a bit or down a bit while we're in the middle of the loan, but it's riskier, right? It's a lot riskier to do that. So when we put long-term debt, we might want to fix that interest rate for 10 years or 5 years. And you might want to fix your interest rate for 5 years at the very beginning. Usually if you do fix a rate, that's when there's prepayment penalties. If we have a floating rate, we don't have prepayment penalties. If we fix the rate, meaning, hey, it's going to be 3.75 or 4% for 5 years straight, guaranteed, even if rates go up, my interest rate will stay the same. That's when prepayment penalties will almost always come in to the picture. So I hope this helps.
Juniper Square, the sponsor of our show, recently did a capital raising survey. And in this survey, they asked 142 senior executives at U.S.-based commercial real estate firms a series of questions to understand the state of commercial real estate fundraising. It's an insanely valuable report with data on questions like, how much capital did you raise last year? How long did your last raise take? What type of investors are you raising the most from? And what strategies are working the best for you to find new investors? Download this report for free at junipersquareresearch.com. That's junipersquareresearch.com. Big thank you to Juniper Square for sponsoring the show. Thank you for listening to the Nick Huber Show. Just wanted to remind you that we have a paid real estate community where some really special stuff is happening. People are breaking down deals. People are networking. People are, I think, even formulating partnerships inside this group. We have over 100 members now. For more information, you can visit sweatystartup.com/REC. And the first 299 members of the group to get some momentum get $200 off the annual membership using the code FIRST299, FIRST 299. And also, you can check it out for 5 days for $1. You make a $1 payment, you can check out the community for 5 days. Highly recommend it if you're serious about bringing in some other people into your network, into your life, to help you become a better real estate investor.